Just ask the New York Times, how many of these stories did you publish? Did you publish and lead the charge on Russian collusion? Did you publish the neo-Nazis are fine people lies? Did you publish and stand by Jussie Smollett? How about the Bubba Wallace garage pull? Or the Covington kids, or the Governor Whitmer kidnapping plot, or the Kavanaugh rape, or the Trump P-tape. I remember reading all of these, sometimes for months in your newspaper. Or the COVID lab leak is just a conspiracy theory. Or the border agents that were on horses that were whipping migrants. Or Trump saved nuclear secrets at Mar-a-Lago, the Steele dossier. Did you print the Russian bounties on the U.S. soldiers in Afghanistan? Or that Trump said drinking bleach would fight COVID? Or the Muslim travel ban? Or Hunter Biden's laptop was just disinformation from Russia? Did you print any of these? Liberals, did you believe any of these? How about Andrew Cuomo was the best in COVID leadership? Or Trump build cages for migrant kids? Or Trump overfed koi fish in Japan. Build Back Better will pay for itself. The Trump tax cuts benefited only the rich. Cloth masks prevent COVID. If you get vaccinated, you won't catch COVID and you won't spread it to others. How about the SUV killed parade marchers? Not the guy behind the wheel, but the SUV. Trump used tear gas to clear a crowd for a Bible photo. That Don't Say Gay was actually in a bill. How about the Putin price hike? Did you guys print that? Or ivermectin is horse dewormer and not for humans? Or the mostly peaceful protests of BLM? Or I love this one, Trump overpowered Secret Service for the Wheel of the Beast. Or Officer Sicknick was murdered by protesters. January 6th was a well-planned insurrection. Or BYU students hurled racist insults at Duke volleyball player. And now we have our democracy is under threat. My gosh, you're right. This disinformation thing is really coming from the right.
It's a really amazing list.
It's an amazing list.
And, you know, this particular case, too, what's really frustrating about this is even when you read the New York Times story that mentioned you with no evidence that you did any of the things, just a line that said that you did them
right,
without explaining what you did or how you did wrong.
Yeah.
But like
The influence war continued by the fourth unelected branch of government to reclaim the presidency from a duly elected man who wanted to give power back to the people. All agency assets were deployed, and we witnessed a system-wide attack on a sitting president.
Let me ask you, I don't know if you have seen this. I don't want to blindside you with this. This is the latest statement, latest tweet, as you were just saying. Intelligence briefing on so-called Russian hacking was delayed until Friday. Perhaps more time needed to build a case. Very strange. He's taking these shots, this antagonism, this taunting to the intelligence community.
You take on the intelligence community, they have 6 ways from Sunday at getting back at you. So even for a practical, supposedly hard-nosed businessman, he's being really dumb to do this.
What do you think the intelligence community would do if they were motivated?
I don't know, but from what I am told, they are very upset with how he has treated them and talked about them.
Rachel Maddow's whole show is this one big conspiracy theory. One big conspiracy theory with no evidence. And she's linked everything to that conspiracy. She said Rex Tillerson, the head of this ex-CEO of Exxon, was a Putin puppet. She said that about him. That's called McCarthyism. That's red baiting.
What they're really upset about is, when was the last time we ever heard a president attack, quote, the deep state, end quote? He's not attacking some rogue outfit in Afghanistan that's an offshoot and maybe under contract. He's attacking the military-industrial complex's core secrecy operations. And that is freaking out people at the CIA, especially career people who have never been fingered that way from the White House.
Now, apparently this was a year before the election. Now, he called it fake news. You know, he always does that. And added information is being illegally given to the failing New York Times and the Washington Post by the Intelligence Committee, NSA, and FBI, just like Russia.
You know, he questioned the integrity of the intelligence agencies. What does he expect? Does he expect them to love him and not leak stuff? Because he started this war with the intelligence agencies, and this is what you're getting now.
So I guess someone over at Super Deluxe Cuts figured this out, and they put this together. Here we go.
Donald Trump's done. He's done. There's no question about that. He's done.
Breaking news.
A bombshell.
Today is a turning point. Today was historically bad for President Trump.
Today was a turning point.
A turning point.
We're at a turning point here.
The beginning of the end for the Trump presidency.
The beginning of the end.
And breaking news.
We have another bombshell.
Mike Pence might have to assume the office of the presidency.
The call for impeachment.
Rumblings of the word impeachment.
Breaking news.
Another bombshell out of the White House.
I believe this is the beginning of the end.
I do too.
It's really the beginning of the end.
The beginning of the end.
He may be feeling the walls closing in on him.
All the walls closing in on him.
The walls closing in on him.
Breaking news, a new bombshell.
One astrologer says this means the beginning of the end for President Donald Trump.
The beginning of the end of the Trump presidency. Trump will resign.
Trump is going to resign.
Is this the tipping point? I know we've said it over and over
You think this is a tipping point?
and over and over
This is a tipping point.
and over and over.
Breaking news, President Trump off the rails.
It was the beginning of the end today.
The beginning of the end.
It reminds me a lot of the last days of Nixon.
Breaking news tonight, new bombshell.
This is the beginning, not the end.
The beginning of the end.
The walls are closing in.
The walls closing in.
The wall's closing in.
None of these people are embarrassed. None of them are embarrassed. None of them are ridiculed. None of them are called conspiracy theorists. None of them. You know why? Because they're the establishment doing it. But you say one thing against this, they literally, if you debunk this conspiracy theory, they'll literally call you a conspiracy theorist for not buying into this. That's how effed up things are. There's more to this.
Another bombshell.
Bombshell.
Bombshell. Bombshell.
Bombshell.
Bombshell.
Bombshell.
Bombshell.
This is a bombshell. It is a bombshell.
I am beginning to resent the word bombshell.
Well, I think that